It is with one eye on this abysmal performance of the president that the voters of Ghana must view the credibility of the long list of promises delivered at the weekend from a government that has no policy credibility and had to run to the IMF in 2014 for some limited injection of credibility from that external body. Just last week, Ghana was compelled to come out effectively to admit to a newspaper publication that in order to pay salaries for September, it had to take back almost $500 million Ghana cedis allocated to the various ministries and departments for their work. Among this was 200 million the Treasury took back from the Ministry of Roads and Highways, meant to construct roads and pay contractors for work already done. The future under another Mahama term would indeed be bleak. From their own resource allocation, the next 4 years, for the next 4 years, the likely scenario is that we are very likely not to have any money to pay our salaries. We can't do what others are doing and many others take for granted. We can have schools that work, decent homes, good jobs with good incomes for those willing to work, roads that are motorable, and a public service system that works. This is the solution. These are the solutions the MPP is putting on the table, and I say, yes, we can, yes, we must. In my capacity as policy advisor to the NPP presidential candidate, I wish to assure all Ghanaians that in Nana Akufo-Addo, you will have a competent, incorruptible, selfless, honest, and a compassionate leader with a competent and disciplined team to deliver on the solutions to our nation's problem. Change is coming. Yes. Change is coming. Yes, yes we can. Yes, we must. Change is coming. Yes, we can. Yes, we must. But it is up to you and I to make that change happen.
In the last week also, we have been reacting to the things that our opponents have been throwing at us. And even though we have been silent, silence does not mean that we do not have the knowledge. Silence doesn't mean that we cannot respond in good measure to all the lies that have been told. Because part of my problem is that they are trying to use figures to bamboozle us, to make us believe that what they are saying is true. What they are saying is false and it's not true. Let me give 2 examples and then I'll sit down. 2 examples. The first one, I have a story. A friend of mine went and bought a house near the beach in 2000 from an old man. He bought it for 250 million cedis then. I think it's, 25,000 Ghana cedis now. 5 years later, because of developments in that place and because prices had risen, another person there sold his house there for 100,000 Ghana cedis. So the old man who had sold the house the first time, he went back to my friend and said, "You have cheated me. This is your 25,000 Ghana cedis. I want my house back." It became a big quarrel between the 2 families. Now that is what some Dr. B, Opana's younger brother, that's what he's saying. He doesn't know that 25,000 cedis today cannot buy that house that cost 25,000 cedis 15 years ago. So he comes back and tells us that today's cedis is equal to the cedis last 10 years, 8 years ago. And so we compare them, as I said, in nominal terms. All of us who studied economics, we know that nominal and real are different things. That 1 cedi today will buy less than 1 cedi bought 10 years ago. So you can't say 1 cedi then and say it's equivalent to 1 cedi today. So through this spurious analysis, he comes up that in the 8 years of Kufuor's rule, there was a 459% increase in Ghana's GDP. How? Ezu, if even the economy improves by 8% a year, you will only double that GDP in 9 years.
Well, so my guest for the morning, I have Member of Parliament for Ablekuma Central in the studio. Thanks for joining me, Theophilus Setechai.
Good morning.
How are you, my good friend?
Yeah, good.
And a very good friend of mine again is the National Nasarawa Coordinator of the NPP, doing tremendous work currently because of the electioneering, just like Theophilus has also been doing for his party. Kamaldeen Abdullah is also here. How are you?
Good morning, Ro.
Incidentally,
it's been a long while.
Yeah, all of them are serving various constituencies that determine the fate of their voters, predominantly who are also Muslims in their communities.
Yeah, and they are against Muslims getting a cow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are. They are totally against it.
That's
No, they are against it.
Really?
They said, they claim, I said that each Muslim will be given a cow. I heard him on Asempa FM. It was quite mischievous, though, but I know him not to be a mischievous person. Me? Of course, I never said so. No. And because if they chose to say what they want to say.
Oh no, it was reported. It was reported in the media.
I only said of what I did mention that I personally, knowing the significance, the importance of that sacrifice to we Muslims, knowing what it means. Of course, should I have the means personally to give it to everybody, I will do it. I did say so. Okay, but I never said anywhere that is going to be a policy of the New Patriotic Party as they are seeking to pose it anyway. I never said so. By the way, let them choose. Sometimes when we communicate, we tend to downplay the know-how of the listeners, of the people out there, and we choose to say things and thinking that they wouldn't decode it. They're just going to swallow it.
But they are not the originators of what you are saying they are talking about. It's because of media reports based on.
Look, you see.
Because I read it, and the time I read it,
yes.
I hadn't. I've actually not listened to.
You should listen to the voice. If you listen to the voice, there's a sharp contrast. You understand between what is written and what actually.
So I think you were misreported.
Well, completely misreported. Okay. But see, that's what I'm saying.
But what are you saying that if the NPP comes to power, personally you do for Muslims?
Muslims? Alhamdulillah. The Zongo Development Fund, which is going to be an integral part of our manifesto, inshallah, which will be launching on the 8th of August, is going to be a very huge flagship policy.
8th of September.
Absolutely. A policy that Nanado, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, my good self, and all Muslims in the party are going to move to help the Northerners and the Muslims, as it were. So point is that we have a policy for the Muslims and the Zongos. The entire document, here, the NDC manifesto.
Which document?
Oh. This is the NDC manifesto. The one
you have a photocopy already?
Yeah, promises broken. This one.
I give it to you.
Listen, this one, this entire document.
I just give it
to you. Have you read
it? Has nothing.
Have you read it?
The entire document.
Have you read it?
It's an 80-page document.
My good friend, have you read it?
What I've done is, you see, there is something, when I was in school, I had a lecturer who says that there is something we call glancing and scheming. Okay? You glance and scheme, and you'll be able to tell the entire volume of the document which is more essential in it. And I can tell you this 80-page document contains nothing relating to the Zongos. going to help. I challenge anybody. If you say the Zongo are for you, you love the Zongos, you come up with a manifesto, and there is no single policy driven towards development of the Zongo.
But
it's sad.
But you know the NDC, they have a Zongo coordinator.
Oh, and we also have a Zongo coordinator.
Okay.
You know
and
what?
that's me.
Have you read the document?
You know what? You know what?
I am telling you that this document has nothing about Zongo in it.
Have you read the document? Come on, have you read the document?
I'm on it anyway. But I am telling, I listen to them. I listen to the highlights.
Oh, no.
The launch, at the launch, if there was anything about Zongo, you'd have
find
heard
it in the highlights.
Yeah,
First.
you'd have heard it. You'd have listened to them.
You know
And so-
what? You know what?
What is in the Zongos?
Let me just show him something.
About Zongo?
Yes. I believe you are Muslim, and therefore you know the Zongo areas. Is that okay? Now
What is the Zongo?
No. Let me give you an example.
Is a policy on the Zongo.
Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
You know, for the NDC,
How many pages is the document?
it's 80.
Continue.
80.
Look for it. We're waiting.
You know, for the NDC.
We have time for you.
Are we
Yeah.
started?
You know,
Yeah,
for
we
the
have started.
NDC.
Oh, we've started the conversation like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay, but as he looks for it,
Oh,
Yeah,
as he
you-
looks for it,
you
then I can go on.
continue.
but
Continue.
yesterday you convened a press conference. It was addressed by Washing Ejako.
Ejako,
I know he's lead of the Nanado campaign.
Yeah, in fact, he's our policy director. Okay, or director of policy, as it were. And he advises the presidential
Now,
candidates on policy.
as a party, you just seem to poo-poo whatever it is that the NPP, the NDC seem to have put together.
Oh, yes.
Why?
You see, not just as a party, as Ghanaians, when you say as a party, you narrow it, but broaden the scope. Ghanaians poo-poo what the NDC is putting out there. Let me tell you why. Fundamentally, the President of the Republic of Ghana flawed, completely goofed when he came out to tell us that their manifesto, which is yet to be launched in Sunyani, after his highlights that he was going to present, was going to be 100-page manifesto. Only for the 10 to be 80-page manifesto.
Maybe they reduce.
20 is a significant number.
Maybe they reduce the fonts.
My good brother.
Exactly.
You can increase the font and still get 200.
No.
Look at the font.
I'm asking if you increase the font.
President was emphatic. He says the entire document is a 100-page document. 20 is a very significant number. 20 is a significant number for the president to have goofed that way. So that tells me that even the same document, the president doesn't know it. That tells me, I want to believe. His own document, he tells the whole world that it's a 20-page document. I'm 100-page, which you expect. Only for you to launch and finish, and it's an 80-page document. And you tell me the font has been reduced. What kind of thing is this? Don't do this to us. No wonder the government of the economy of this country has nosedived. You see, the president seems not to be on top of issues. By the mere fact that you don't even know your own manifesto, the volume of it is an indicator. But let me go on to very important matters raised. He is still struggling to get us the Zongo issue.
I'm ready.
Very good. Or you want to go before I continue?
Yeah,
you want to tell us?
I just want to give you one example.
Tell us about the Zongo. Yeah.
Is that okay? Now, if you look at constructing community roads in Mataiko, Russia, Soko, Peki, Zamrama line in Accra.
It's okay. Please continue with what you're...
What is cheap?
No, it's cheap. It's cheap.
No, it's not. It's
Zamrama line?
It's not a policy.
You are talking
You
Zongos,
know
Ghana.
Zamrama line?
Do you know how many Zongos are in Ghana? 30 times.
Look.
We are talking 365 Zongos.
We're talking...
It is enough to be one region. You are talking 5 regions more.
It's okay.
Listen to me.
Please continue, Chairman Sejago.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Kaswa, is it not a Zongo community?
No, it has a Zongo enclave.
It has a Zongo, not
That's
entirely
different.
Zongo
Yes.
community.
Because,
No,
for
no.
example, I grew up in Ashama.
No.
We have it's
No, no,
predominantly
please.
Zongo.
You know
Nothing
what?
in it.
You know what? These are areas where they are challenged in terms of even
But I'm sure when you get your time, you then
Drainage
go ahead.
systems
And
and
I
all.
thought you were going to
And these are
substantially
the
give us
areas
something.
that we are upgrading to make their lives better. And that is the NDC's strategy.
Honorable
and it is
Tete
work
Chai.
for us.
Honorable Tete Chai.
We are not going to build skyscrapers in the zone
Honorable
because it's not
Tete Chai.
feasible.
Honorable Tete Chai.
It's not feasible.
Page
What they need
Honorable
is
Tete
that
Chai.
they have their communities upgraded. Where they have good sanitation, good access to road networks, good access to
Zongo,
drainage
listen to
systems.
this. Oh.
These are the
Very
things that will enhance their
Are you okay?
livelihood.
Point made.
So
And
can I go on
reduce
now? Point
their
made.
cost.
Can I go on
Point
now?
made.
Yes.
Zabrama Lai alone.
You spent your time looking through
He
your
spent his
document.
time looking for Zabrama Lai alone. You see, just one community in Accra.
Okay, so
alone.
continue.
You see, my point is, we raise a lot of issues. Our press conference yesterday hinged on the fact that there has been promises made and same promises broken by the NDC and their elks. or their cohorts. Point is that if we entrusted this country in your hands since 2009, when I say we, I mean Ghanaians. They say I shouldn't be using we because I use we in my whatever they call one car, one Muslim thing. And therefore, that is it. You see, if we, as Ghanaians, entrust this country in your hands to manage for us, there's a performance contract that we have signed between you and ourselves. Okay? Ask a question. 2009, when you were coming, were we in Dumso? Emphatic answer, no. Did you plan this country into Dumso? Yes. Did you tell us when you were coming to before 2009 that you were going to come with energy? And that what energy, what are we going to use the energy for? Augmentation for? Did you answer this question? And we said, yes, you access. Did you do that? You didn't do that. So on energy alone, you failed. Question again. We are telling you that the economy that you took without oil, which was buoyant, which was moving, and the rate was around 8 point something percent that you had inherited from us. Question is, today as we said, what is the rate of the growth of the economy? It is around 3.9 thereabout. Has it moved from 8 point something to 3.9? Yes. So have you broken your promise? Yes, you have broken the promise. Again, we are asking you a very simple question. If a child today completes JSS or JHS, of course, and wants to advance to SSS, how much does the child need to get to the SSS? The parent who is watching me, watching the child today, knows the truth. And I tell you, if hitherto they were paying 1.5 million then, or 150 Ghana cedis then, today, the child will tell you that they are paying close to over 600 and or more just to get to SSS. And that means cost of living has risen. Have you maintained your promise on the fact that cost of living was going to reduce? No. Those are the things. So point is, if you say you are putting people first in your manifesto, this document, and the same people tells you that the fundamentals are not right, cost of food is so high to the extent that today you and I, if we want to pound for food in our houses, we need to go to La Côte d'Ivoire to get cassava, come home and pound for food. I'm being honest with you, this is not propaganda, this is the reality. It means we are importing cassava from La Côte d'Ivoire. You and I, before we can get some nice gravy in our kitchen, we need to go to the Burkina Faso to get tomatoes to come and prepare that gravy under them, because agriculture has completely declined. And as we see today, the growth of agriculture that you inherited, and you tell me 2009, when we were giving it to you, we told you agriculture has actually performed so well that it is above 8 point something percent growth now. Today, as we said, the child is in parliament and he will tell me, the last time I checked, when the finance minister got to parliament and read his supplementary budget or whatever, he was telling us that a growth of agriculture was paid around 2 point something percent in 2015. From 8 point something, that is where you have gone. That's the story. That's the real story of Ghana. And now, if we are saying this, that we have declined, those promises that you said we were going to see better Ghana and whatever, where are those promises? Promises said or made have been broken. And that is a huge fraud to us. Finally, before I'm just landing and then he will come in. It is very important we understand this. When Ghanaians vote for you, they vote for you because they want to ensure that their life or living standard is good. I want to ask each Ghanaian watching me this morning, is your life better? Has your living standard improved? What happens to the health sector? To the extent that a journalist here within the multimedia was assaulted just because she had to go and find out whether health insurance is working so well. The insurance that you said you were walking out of parliament and leaving it, and we encouraged it to come in, now you came and everything is down. Everything is on a downward trend. That is why we are saying that they have promised already and they have failed. The 200 schools, if you say you build it, build it. How many have you built? If you are telling us that you are going to do 10 training colleges, where are the 10 training colleges? Today in this document, they are telling us the 10 training colleges have been reduced to 4. They've not done one. Now their new manifesto, if 2012, you said you're going to do 10 training colleges. You couldn't do even one. Now the new one that has come, you say you have reduced it to 4. You are now going to do 4. So we say, John Dramani Mahama, Your Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, you have failed us. You have used this country as a conduit to milk Ghana. Corruption is on its higher ascendancy, to the extent that we have created loot and share company created here in this country, okay, and people are looting us. We can't believe you. You have been compromised yourself. It is not me who is saying it. Martin Amidu says that the president that we have, when he was vice president, was going to be investigated for corruption. So we can't trust him. Woyomi's money, you haven't taken it. We are struggling. You can't trust him. Today, as we say, the Bars branding saga is a problem. We can't trust you. Today, as we say, you said you were going to review the Vodafone sale, and you went to London, sat down and drank your tea and came back. What happened there, we don't know. You came and maintained it and continued. Later, you told us that the decision we took was the best decision. That's what the president said. So for me, I will say again that we have poo-pooed it, and this document is nothing but empty promises and contains nothing, no hope for Ghanaians. Resort to Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, and you are blessed.
Thank you very much.
You can have what?
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But that is the MPP for you. Even the press, they lie to the press all the time.
What do you mean by that?
You know, yesterday, let me tell you something. Yesterday,
at the press conference.
At the press conference. The messages they sent to the press, what did they tell you? They told you a press conference is going to be held led by their flag bearer, right?
Well, that's what...
Led by or addressed by?
Please.
Choose your words.
Please.
Is it led by or addressed by?
Yes. Led by the 2016
Led by or addressed by?
Oh, please.
There are two things.
Oh.
No, let's educate the people.
Oh.
Okay, let me let you land. You go.
When you were talking, he wasn't interrupted.
Yeah, he was.
Because
I kept quiet. Yeah. I kept quiet.
Okay.
Led by the 2016 presidential candidate.
He was busy interrupting.
Nana Akufo-Addo, the MPP will today address the nation on the 8 years of...
So you are saying it was misleading?
You see?
Actually, we all thought it would be addressed by...
You see, the MPP
but they said it was led by...
You know that for some time now, that is their stock in trade. They are refusing to go and campaign. And all what they are doing is that... please allow me. I gave you all the opportunity to make all the songs that you wanted to sing. Allow me. They are not going to the field to campaign. They are only interested in propaganda, just to put
they are campaigning. Do you know what they are doing as part of the campaign?
Well, for us, it is not a cup of tea, because the truth is there for all of us. Look, he was talking of economy, a 40 billion economy, and a 138 billion economy. Which economy is progressive? I'm asking him. You've been a student of economics before. Now, if you want to measure a regime's performance, you take the number of years the regime has served, and then you strike the average, and that will give you the average performance of that regime. You don't pick and choose as and when you like. Your performance, if you don't know, in your 8 years in office, is 5.8%. As I talk to you now, under the NDC, our average performance is 6.3. So sometimes you don't know how they calculate their figures. But you see, the Ghanaians that we are all campaigning to, they are very discerning. They know what is good for them.
I'm happy you know.
This manifesto is one of the best so far. You don't even have a manifesto. You don't even have it. You don't even have it. This is a manifesto
this is the good thing.
That is providing this country hope for the future. Transparent, accountable governance. When we talk of corruption, gone were those days when your leadership will say that, for me as a sitting president, I would not be able to bring my own colleagues out to the public to tell the public the sort of corrupt practices they have done.
Was Anani investigated or not?
Oh, please. Please.
Is that a colleague?
Please.
No, was Anani investigated or not?
Please.
Just to floor what you said.
No.
Was Anani investigated or not?
No.
Was he taken to court or not?
Oh, allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. Your corruption perception index at the time you left office, what was it? Look at the corruption perception index of Ghana as of today under John Dramani Mahama. It is better, much improved. And you know the reason why? Because we have decided, one, to resource all the governance institutions that will unearth corruption. We are ready to support them, unlike your time when you undercut their budget to make them idle.
Which institutions?
You see, you don't know the institutions.
Which institutions?
You don't know the institutions that are involved in unearthing corruption in this country. I'm really surprised you are asking this.
Now, Dr. Chai, there is critical issues in the press conference.
Yeah.
Now, for example, the MPP has portrayed a certain sense of unreliability on the NDC and the NDC government.
In terms of what?
Because of the inability of government to be able to honor its promises from the last manifesto, which has also transitioned into a new one, for which you say you're promising, let's say, 200 senior high schools for day students. You haven't finished completing, and then you are doing that very transition into the new manifesto.
It's very interesting. They lack understanding of governance. They lack understanding. All over the world, there has never been a time that a sitting government has been able to carry its manifesto pledges through.
Yeah, eating your humble pie.
No, please.
Eat your humble pie, that will be fine for you.
You see, I don't like. Allow us to have a very fruitful discussion.
Of course, that's what we are doing.
People are listening
that's
to
us.
us.
That's what we're doing.
So just allow me. When it's time for you to talk, I'll not interrupt. Now, all over the world, there has never been a situation like that. There has never been a perfect condition. And you see, manifestos are intentions that governments wants to embark upon. Depending on the conditions available, you achieve your manifesto to some extent. It can be 50%, it can be 60%, it can be 80%, it can be 100%, depending on the internal factors and external factors. In planning your manifesto, you don't plan for June 3rd disaster. You don't plan for it. But it's a natural disaster, it hits at you. Okay? You need to spend money. Now, those resources could be harnessed into certain developmental agenda that you have. But because of disaster, you need to commit those resources. And there are so many factors, global factors, that global downturn, it affects every country. Oil prices will affect you. So if people make press conferences and they behave as if they don't understand governance, well, for me, that is their cup of tea. But for me, I know that there's no government that can achieve to the full extent its manifesto pledge. President Kufuor couldn't achieve that. Rawlings couldn't achieve that. Atta Mills couldn't achieve that. And so is President John Dramani Mahama. And that is why we have in our constitution, in the direct principles of state policy, to ensure that there is continuity in governance, so that when a government starts a project, a policy, and that government is out of office, or a different president takes over, you carry on with what your predecessor started. Because if you don't do that, it is the nation that is losing money. So I don't know where the MPP are coming from. But you see, the party is in a confused state now, as we all know. They are in a confused state. And so therefore, all what they need to do is to resort to the press to draw the propaganda issues. And for me, we are in motion. We are on our campaign trails. We are telling the people what we've been able to do for them over the last 4 years. The huge investments we've made in infrastructure, which is inuring to the benefit of the people. And those are the things that people are yearning for. And we will continue to do those things. They need the roads, they need the drainage systems, they need the access railway lines, they need hospitals. These are the things.
One one tablet, you didn't add that one. They need that one too.
Oh, of course.
No, it's part of the one tablet.
You see, we are very visionary.
No, but do you have one tablet?
We are in the global world. Now children are using mobile phones.
So one to the one tablet.
Please. No, it is not like your veil propaganda messages that you are
Please
doing.
wrap up for me on this.
What we are saying is that we are going to pilot this particular policy. Pilot. This is not something that is being done all over the country. So please, it is not one cow, one Muslim.
Okay, no problem.
But he didn't say that. He's categorically said that he didn't say that. So let's
no,
listen to me. You know what? No, let's clarify certain things here. You know, I think that he's matured enough. You know what to say and what he can supply. I don't think that
then he has to go to the press and then retract.
Would you go and promise people one cow each time there's a feast?
But the man is seated.
He says that, but he has come out. It is a press out.
Okay, then let him deny it.
No, he's denied it.
He's denied it.
Hasn't he?
No,
Roland,
please,
deny it.
Okay, it's
Roland,
okay.
Let's do a very serious discourse this morning.
No.
And my point is that let's interrogate this document, which I see as a very empty document, seeking to promise Ghanaians. He himself sat here and just told us that this document doesn't matter. He just told us. Let me tell you why he said so. No, wait.
No, please.
Please. He just told us. You see, that's why I said when we are speaking to people, we should bear in mind that they are more discerning than we are here. You just told us that no government in the world, and in fact, no party in the world has ever, fulfilled the promises made in manifesto.
Not all.
Wait a minute.
Please.
Please.
No, use
you don't do
language.
this. That's what you said.
Use the correct language.
You said that. No, Tetechai. You said, and I listened to you with
you let him say what?
You did say that no government in the world, or if you want us to narrow it down, no party in the world has actually fulfilled or been able to fulfill all promises made in the manifesto.
Correct.
Wait a minute.
That is correct.
It then goes to mean simply. What you are telling the electorate, wait a minute, what you are telling the electorate out there, going by your own interpretation of what, or talk,
or his submission.
What you are telling the electorate out there is that we shouldn't take any manifesto that is coming serious because not all of it will fulfill.
But can I ask this question?
Please,
no, I want to ask this question.
Please.
Even in the first MPP administration, it's not everything that was. I remember. I was a young journalist at the time. President Kufuor promised to build a railway from Accra to Tamale. You can't do that because it's cost intensive. So it's not everything. So now continue on that.
Maybe you lack understanding.
It's okay, please.
Roland.
You are milking the issue too much.
Roland. We are saying that commitment of government towards fighting corruption is completely abysmal. He tells us that they have empowered institutions that are supposed to fight corruption in this country to fight corruption. Interesting. The founder of the party which Tetechai belongs, NDC, His Excellency Gerald Rawlings, did say that 60% of appointees in this government are thieves. Clear? No, I'm coming. He did say, I didn't say it. 60% of the appointees of... Wait a minute, it's not propaganda. That is what your founder said.
Propaganda.
No, your founder, not me.
Please, where is the empirical evidence?
He says that
60%
of your appointees are thieves.
Where
lies the claim that they have strengthened institutions to fight corruption? Where lies that claim? If 60% of you are thieves. Now let's go on. I sit here and somebody tells me that all is well with us as a country. When in fact you have commissioned, is it 8 or 7 schools that you have commissioned? Is this out of the 200? Is it 8 or 7 you have commissioned?
Oh, you go ahead. I'm listening.
Very good. In fact, out of 200, you have
commissioned 9.
9, okay, 9. You've commissioned 9 out of that. We sit here in this country when in fact we don't even know.
But the refrain is that 123 have been completed at various stages.
Those are stories. Do you know the last time they told us that? What did they tell us? They told us that schools and the trees completely off.
No, that's not what they said.
They
said over 1,000.
Come and tell us in this
please.
That's okay, please.
Let me tell you.
Are you the one interrogating or moderating the program?
Are we here for the truth or for the truth?
This is not. Look, these are not untruths. It's
okay. He's making a comment. You are here, so you can rebut.
Okay.
In 2012 manifesto, what did you tell us was left? You said a fraction of the schools and the trees was left, about 60%. And that you were going to ensure that by the time your time ends, okay, and you are left with just from now to 7 December to go, okay, by the time your time ends, you would clear the schools and the trees, 60%. Question is, have you done it? No, you haven't done it. As we said, it's now in this your document that you are anticipating that should you be given the renewed mandate, you are going to...
Kamal, is it not a position that they've done hundreds of them, and so... Thousands of them. And so they are left, I think they said they are left with the remaining
just
to do.
a little below 1,000.
You see,
Out of
Roland, you are not
4,000.
getting where I'm coming from. The gentleman is promised. We said yesterday that promise is broken. The gentleman promised you 4 years ago that if you give me the mandate, 60% is
I'll
left.
do this.
From 2009, I have done this. It's left with 60%. That mandate, when you give me, I will clear it.
So
Today, he's repeating the same thing again in this document.
What same thing?
Oh, well, you're telling me that when you
What
give
same
the
thing?
money, you are
What
going
do
to...
you know
What,
in the
we are
document?
what?
What same thing? Tell
Excuse
us.
me, you are telling us that
No,
in this
tell us
document,
the same thing that
we
you are
give you the
talking
mandate,
about.
you are going to make sure the schools and the trees will be a thing of the past.
How
Chief
many
system will be a
schools?
thing of the past.
How
You just
many
said it in this
schools? How
document.
many schools?
So if you have said this in this thing, and you said it in 2012, it means your promise actually that you gave us is broken. You didn't fulfill it.
Oh.
Now, you see, Roland, you see, we can go back and forth on this matter. In as much as we all think that things don't go well, but what matters most is that the listener out there, the electorate out there, knows very well that the economy and where it is now, indeed, is not going so well for all of us. That is why today, when they talk about job creation, I laugh, and I have a good laugh, because the nurses training colleges that we have today, when they finish school, ask my good brother Tetechai, how many of them are sitting home and have not been posted? Ask him how many of training colleges have been home and have not been posted when you complete. Today, as we sit, because of the arrangement between us and IMF, you have had cause to do what we call rationalization.
If you come to power, would you abrogate that?
Oh, you see, we have always made an argument that indeed, in as much as we need the Bretton Woods institutions,
You
but
need
we will
them.
try as everybody.
You need them.
Everybody.
It's okay.
We're signed to
I ask a
convention,
question.
we're
If you
signed to
come,
convention.
this very
Why?
agreement that we have.
In as much as we will need
If you
Bretton
come,
Woods
let's say
institutions.
January 2017, would you abrogate it immediately?
My point is that, of course, you see, this is an arrangement, and he just made a point.
What
He
will you
says
do?
Governance
Answer the
is a
question.
continuity. He just mentioned something.
Oh, you agree to
Oh, no,
that?
wait a minute.
this
Wait a
is-
minute. He says governance is a continuity. Our point is that in as much as Article 40 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, who talks about international relations, okay, exists.
You have,
it's also part
you have
of
to
government.
make sure that
You have to make sure that you look at it and then look at
So
where
that you don't-
are
you don't-
going
you
to
don't break
make-
the level of
Absolutely.
diplomacy.
But we would not go...
I agree with you on that very
Absolutely.
point.
We would not go just damaging diplomacy just because they have caused a very huge gap. Are you getting me? Now, he talks of continuity. They stood in Sunyani and said that we've never built a single house. We've never initiated anything. Those affordable houses that you are completing today, who
He
initiated
said
it?
completed.
Oh, so we built.
Completed.
Oh, so we built.
Look, you see,
so in any case, we built.
you
That's
see,
okay, let him
you
wrap
are
up.
So do we build?
Please wrap up for
I'm
me,
happy.
Sudan.
They said not even a single room. Not even a single room.
was what?
Okay, today they are going to stand on what we have initiated to complete it and claim that is a glory. Today, as we said, all the proper look, I want to challenge them. Just
But
once
have you
in this
seen the
document.
Saglemi, that one? Have
Oh
you seen?
no, he's
Have I
not
seen what?
seen anything. He's not seen
The
anything.
one-
You know
the
what?
one on the other
You know
room.
what? You know what? You see, what matters is that we have,
Oh, no,
we
no,
have,
no.
we had thought.
Saglemi is in Pram, eh?
We had
Yeah.
thoughts. We had thoughts for this country. We planned everything we do. Pro-poor policies that are running in this country today, the leap that they so much talk about,
We've done it
initiated
better.
by us, Maslow that
We've
we
done
talk
it
about,
better.
we've done it. We are talking about pro-poor policies.
Name them. I'll tell you, we've done
NHIS,
them
we
better.
have made sure that NHIS, we
We've
have
done
done
it
that.
better.
Where is your one-time premium?
We,
Go and ask yourself a question and answer. Where's your one-time premium? Where is it? Falling in water?
we
You
are
don't know
doing
where is it?
competition now.
Where's your one-time
Are you-
premium?
have
We are
you
doing
wrapped up?
competition now.
So the pro-poor policies that we brought, Ghanaians who are watching knows that we thought about them. We brought
And
about,
Ghanaians know the difference
initiated
between
it,
which
and know
parties.
the difference between the NDC and it. We have gone further, and we are going to make sure that, inshallah, we are going.
And
to
I know
do
that the
it for
NDC
all
is holding a press
But I
conference.
want him to give me one.
And NDC will be holding a press conference at 11:30
Only
this
one.
morning.
Yeah.
It says-
to respond to the lies that you are telling.
Okay. It's a time of press
Yeah,
conferences.
because you see,
It brings me. It's, this
you
proper
see-
electioneering.
Yeah, you see,
but
we
then
will not allow them
as you add that
to
to
be
though,
giving lies to the public.
because
not
you
lies.
want
We
to.
shouldn't
What
allow
lies?
them. Because look, you
Where's
were just
your
saying certain
one-time
things
premium?
here
Question.
which were not true.
Okay.
We never said
Boakye
you didn't put
Jako in his address that said that government touting of massive infrastructure
Yeah.
is nothing more than a massive overpricing of construction works.
You see,
And,
The-
and,
the-
I have to give it to your government. You have
You see-
put together good infrastructure,
you see,
but then the MPP accuses you that you overprice many of the
you see,
edifices you have.
I always don't want to put a colleague member to the MPP ridicule. I did that once on Joy, and I regretted doing that.
Okay, so don't do it.
But
Be
you
a
see,
gentleman.
when they make such comments, you are forced to bring those things out. You can't remember when we were putting up the Kaswa interchange. Their flag bearer, what did he say? He said the project was overpriced, it was this, it was that. Their own colleague, member of parliament, who is my ranking member, on Joy, what did he say? He told the whole world that that particular contract, in terms of what needs to be done, in terms of the quantities, in terms of what we are doing here in Ghana, and that of the outside world, there was nothing wrong with that project. You know what they did to him? They nearly took him out of his constituency. I'm telling you what the man went through.
So
but I regretted because
you are speaking the truth.
Please. I regretted doing it.
And who is that?
You see,
you are beyond this.
Honorable Adiomi.
No, you are beyond
Collins.
No, Honorable Adiomi.
You are,
He
you are
suffered
beyond this.
verbal attacks.
And then ultimately was defeated.
No, the people actually knew the truth. Look, he's not just anybody. This is a seasoned technocrat, an engineer who has been in the field. You see, the MPP, they should give thanks to President John Dramani Mahama. He has helped to save a lot of resources for this country. Let me tell you why. Projects that the MPP embarked upon, which one they didn't assign any resources to back. At the end of the day, we had to pay 10 times, sometimes 20 times fold in terms of resources. You know why? You started, let me give you an example, if you don't know, the Chimota of Anko Highway.
You mean the Gang of Four?
Yes. A project which was initially to cost 40 million. Because one, there were no proper designs. Two, it was poorly arranged. And when the project started, they now had to go back and then do restructuring, redesigning. And you see, when you hand over a contract to a contractor and you give room for the contractor to do some of these things, you know what you are going to incur onto yourself? Huge cost. At the end of the day, we had to pay 270 million. Under John Dramani Mahama, most of the road projects that we are doing today, we've saved this country a lot of costs. We start a project this morning, the next day you come, the whole stretch is completed. You save time, you save costs, you save the hazard that people had to go through.
Oh, you mean
and that
you
is
start this morning, the next day it's
you mean those city roads? That were?
Oh, really?
Oh, you don't know?
Oh, really?
You don't know?
Oh, just
oh,
one night?
I'm sorry.
Over the night?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So he's
Like
not
the way
aware.
they do in the UK.
Yeah, so he's not aware. He's not aware.
No wonder
he's
we
not
have
aware.
such shoddy work
That is,
done.
please.
No wonder.
No, look at
No
the road
wonder.
networks that we are
No
doing.
wonder we have such
The
shoddy
best
work
so
done.
far in the whole country. The best so far.
The city roads.
Yes.
I've seen some in Kumasi.
And you see, we've done it all over the regions. All over the regions.
The
Currently,
MPP says infrastructure, they'll give it to you, but
they'll
the
give it to
prices are
us.
overpriced.
But they are over. Oh, that is just
We
a
didn't say
political
so. What we
game.
even said is that.
You said you didn't say so.
Listen, what we said is that.
Okay, no time. Let's look at this.
You said they didn't say so.
They said it. Okay, you did it, so you've said it. One word. It's okay. Now, the PPP says it's suing the EC for 50,000. I want to ask you, since you are the two main parties, what do you make of the filing fees that have been announced by the Electoral Commission? Is it 100,000 for the flag bearer, if you want to?
No, the 10,000 for.
It's 50,000.
50,000 for the flag bearer,
10,000
and then 10,000 for
10,000
the parliamentary candidates.
I think before I just get there, just one.
You're very much determined to say what
Once
you want to
upon
say.
a time, somebody told us in this country that infrastructure development, you've built roads, you've built schools, you've done all those things. Doesn't matter.
Who said it?
matters.
Wait a minute.
That is the core of our development.
That
said
is
it?
The core of our
I'm
development.
happy you disagree with him.
With
I'm
whom?
happy. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama told us that to build schools, to
you're
build
always
roads.
turning
Wait a
everything
minute, no,
upside
wait a
down.
minute. Please,
Please,
let me
go and
continue.
listen to the
Don't
tape.
do this. You said we should
Don't
have this
turn things
Let's
upside
have
down.
it.
No.
When he was the vice president candidate, you know what he told us in 2008? He says it is an exercise in mediocrity to say that you have built roads, you have built schools, and you've done this. He said so. That the school of thought he established.
He said it where? On the campaign
Well,
trail?
on a campaign trail.
Okay.
He did mention it. He says to say you have built schools. So today, for you to tell us that you use 24 hours to construct roads and whatever, it is an exercise in mediocrity. You know that.
Okay. The good people are there.
By him, he says that.
No, the good
I'm not
people
saying
are
it.
there.
He said so.
The
So if you disagree with it, disagree with him. Now let's go to PPP.
Are there.
The point is, PPP, and I believe by Article 33 of the Constitution of Ghana, if you feel that your right has actually been trampled upon, you resort to the law courts or the court of records. I want to say that, indeed, we all reserve the right to go to the courts to seek clarifications or to seek declarations on matters that we feel affects us negatively, which the PPP has done. And I guess they are in the High Court already with this matter. Going into the nitty-gritty of this matter and trying to say whether they are right to go to court or they're not right to go to court will sound quite prejudicial if you are not careful. So what I would have to say is that, indeed, the Electoral Commission, also by Article 45 thereabout, has some amount of independence that is meted out to them and by the Constitution. And I'm just speaking boldly on the matters that I know. And boldly, I will say that if they have their discretion given to them, and the PPP says that if by article, the argument is about Article 296, the discretion is quite arbitrary and discriminatory because they think that, well, I don't know how they want to believe that the 12% will be difficult for them to get, because the argument is that if you say that when you are able to get 12%, your money will be given back to you. As to whether there's any party that believes that we can't get 12% is another matter. Are you getting me? Well, I believe we are all in the contest to say that we are going to win. Is that not right?
Yes.
If we are in the contest to say I'm going to win, and the Electoral Commission giving a mandate to say that we are going to do X, Y, Z, then based on that you are going to court, we only wait to see the outcome of the court. That is what I say, I think. But if you ask me whether the filing fee is quite on the higher side, clearly I will tell you it is. Why? Not too long ago, when the Munche 3 appeared before court and they were given a fine of 10,000 plus some custodial sentences, the chairman of the NDC, Dr. Kofi Potofu, he says 10 times are hard. We can't get money. 10,000 is too much. The chairman of NDC, sitting government, times are hard.
So what's the party
So
saying?
today,
What's your party saying?
Me. I'm just going by the analogy made by the chairman.
So every benchmark is now by the ruling party.
Alluding to the
What's
fact
your
that,
party saying?
No, I'm saying that the times are hard is where I'm premising my argument on. If times
What's
are hard,
your party saying?
I'm just coming to that. Oh, I'm sure you will understand me. If we all agree, including NDC, the times are too hard. The 10,000 is difficult.
Then you should be
come
complaining
by.
about this.
Of course, we should all be complaining. So I am complaining that it's on the higher side.
All right.
Because the NDC chairman says times are hard. 10,000 is not easy to come by.
How much did your
Oh, no.
pay to
You see,
file?
there's one thing you should.
I'm asking
No, I want to answer this question. You want me to answer it?
Yeah, how much did
Very
you pay
good.
to file?
Internal, is it internal?
But I do know that the Electoral Commission has rules. If you exceed 12% of the votes, you get the refund.
Yeah.
But you were going on about how
No,
much.
he wants to ask. He says how much did you pay, and I want to give him.
So
I want to tell him
what's
why
your party
and
position
justify
on this?
that.
Yeah, let me come in. Let me come in.
Is it high or not?
You've made all your.
I give you only 2 minutes. I have to wrap up.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
democracy practice, we say, is very expensive.
So it's good.
It's very expensive, and there are a lot of things responsibilities that go with it. I believe that, for me, the issue of representation, especially that is the parliamentary level, I believe that if something could be done, that is very, very important. But if you consider the high office of the land, we should not reduce it to a child's play, where anybody, anywhere at all, will use the maybe the weakness within the system as a way of championing a cause that he or she knows will not be possible. So I believe that in that sense, there is a need for us to look at the presidential aspect of the selection process is very important. But for the parliamentary representation is very important. And I believe that you shouldn't make it so much
arbitrary.
expensive.
You think the 10,000 is
So what's the
arbitrary?
point? Is it you believe or your party believe? He's asking for a party.
No, but he's speaking as an individual. So.
You see, that is why you make statements and then they attribute it to your party.
No,
Do you get it?
Roland,
it's because of the way you talk.
So personally, what do you think?
Very well.
That is
Then you
my
should
point of
ask him.
Personally, what do you think about?
That is my point
Shall
of
we
view.
ask him?
Okay.
What I'm saying is not a party position. It's my point of view.
Okay.
What I also said equally was not a party
Okay.
position.
What's your party's position?
My party has not come out with any position on it.
All right.
Unless maybe the NPP will
Theophilus Tetteh is a member of parliament for Ablekuma Central constituency here in Accra, and also the national Nasarawa coordinator of the MPP is Kamaldeen Abdullahi. Both of them have been here.
Times are hard, but
we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have entertainment for you. Do stay on.